Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to come and say hello, wish you a good day, and see we are to wish you a good solstice. For tonight is the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, southern solstice in the southern hemisphere. For here in the northern hemisphere, it is when the days are the shortest, and then we're starting a new year, a new path. For it is a very important time to anchor, to anchor all your intention and anything that you wanna experience this year is a good time. For tonight between 11 and 1 o'clock in the morning. 11:11 to 1:11 or 1:11, but essentially during those times will be the best time to receive those codes. So if you're available to do a meditation, you may receive it in a more conscious way. We're going to pull a few cards. So the past is the Ace of Raphael. Positive experience on the emotional level. You will be fulfilled by a romantic relationship. Let yourself be guided by your intuition. So that is a promise, but it is, for me, it hasn't really been manifested just yet. I know it is somewhat of a certainty, but then it is, until it's there, it's like you have to have a lot of faith that it is actually what is really happening, because the invisible world is not tangible. When serving God doesn't bring anything tangible, material. It is just bring personal satisfaction. Where we are now is the King of Michael, which has principle, rational, ambitious, respected. Leave place to wisdom and objectivity. Be true to yourself. Be be honest. The situation must be dealt with sincerity, honesty, and necessitate a good communication. So it is important to communicate and to hold on to our principle. And in the future, we're going to discover new ways of doing things. It's the 7 of Michael. There is a better way of doing things. To go alone may not be the best solution. Do not neglect details. So here is a vision of someone who's ready to go into the dark woods, and so it's like the path. We want to move to this path here. We do not want to. So there is a better way of going about it. So now we want to connect to the angels. We want to connect to have faith and to follow the guidance and to trust that there may be an expected possibility for assistance in our life to align ourselves to whatever is most wanted, and an easier path, a more gracious path. What we are working on now is the divine conduct, is the Archangel Sandalphon. Looking for meaning in your life. Look for meaning in your life. Envision a different approach. Surround yourself with friends or masters that are proven to be wise. So it is, we want to surround ourselves, we want to let go of all kinds of old relationships, all kinds of people that are no longer part of what we need to experience, in order to bring about those new people so that we can create together this collective reality. For situation will be, there will be new opportunities to resolve certain problems, even on the physical world, that will be coming. It is a progressive path. Sometimes I feel a little ambitious in relation to what I see for humanity. When I see what's going on in the world, I say, well, I'm like a little bit idealistic. I'm a bit too spiritual. I'm a bit ahead of my time. But it is important, for there is a lot of people that are awakening, and we don't need the majority to awaken. We need 144,000 of people that will be aligned with the I Am presence for the whole plan, the scenario of the earth to change, to shift. And that's what's supposed to be coming this year, the beginning. We're going to see the beginning of that this year. And the outcome is the Lady of Gabriel, passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. You are able to undertake anything. Go towards what you aspire. You are attracting the people capable of helping you. So it is important for. I have been asking the universe for assistance for in many sense. I do not have all the keys to my life right now. It is very extremely. It requires a lot of faith, because there is I'm facing a lot of personal things that are extremely difficult. But I cannot let that distract me. I have to focus on my freedom, to focus on the solution. And so it is. I wanted to rebound on fear. Fear is, of course, there's certain entities and groups that are playing with fear of humanity. They're projecting fear into the future so they can they're trying to control the world. But this 3D matrix is going to be dissolving. Fear so we have to be patient and perseverance. They do not, they have no reality, for our true essence is light. We come from the light, and the true nature of the soul is light. So there is no reason to fear. It's something completely illogical to fear. And yet when we move into this physical body, we were born into a physical body, we are born with certain fears. Why? Because it comes from the animal nature. We are the body, the physical body, has the animal ancestry, and so we are carrying unconscious fear. It is good to be able to address them, to liberate them through breathing, through wisdom, and to understand that it is a progressive path, that we are able to elevate ourselves. From the Greek point of view, Homer is that men do not have an archetype. He's got the animal nature below and the angelic nature, the divine nature above. He has to make the choice to relinquish the lower impulse, the lower aspect of himself, in order to turn to work towards the higher, the more virtuous aspect of reality. So that he can choose voluntarily the divine. In a sense, we want to align with our I am presence. We want to fuse with the I am presence, and this is a great minister, the divine mind. And it's not that it only requires love, unconditional love and surrender. For Lao Tzu, the great master of wisdom, told us that if we live in the past, we are depressed. If we live in the future, we are anxious. But if we live in the present, we can be at peace. So it is important to work with that and to understand. There is great challenge, but it also offers great opportunity. And we'll be. I do sense that whatever, I know that in my life I've been through a lot of great deal of struggle. But with the passing of time, now I can laugh at it. It's integrated. It's no longer affecting me. And so whatever I'm going through now, I know that in the future I will be able to laugh again, to find joy again. And so I'm really looking forward to that freedom, to that joy, to that liberation. And I do have faith that it will be there for me. For this shadow matrix is really dissolving. In truth, the 3D reality was a wonderful reality. We were living in a physical body, but connected to the universe. It was created by God like that. But then this matrix will get taken over by dark entity that control the system. So it's not a real 3D matrix. 3D is nothing wrong about being in a physical form. It is about the conditioning of within the mind that is the problem. And so we need to recondition our mind, understanding also that whatever comes into our consciousness is affecting us, but we're also affecting it. You can watch TV, a situation, and send love and light into a situation that will help the situation. You don't need to be physically present. And also what is good to do is once in a while is to purify, to do a fast. Fast is good. The master of wisdom says that before we come to this initiation in the pyramid, we have to do 3 days of dry fasting. No food, no drink for 3 days. I've never really been able to master that, but 3 days with just water or just tea or even just working on mastering our senses can be good. I know it's not easy because the holiday but it's just something I have to do myself. It's not something I'm expecting for anyone else. But it's always good to clarify, to purify. And also I wanted to say that the planets, all the planets in the solar system, there are hundreds of thousands of planets in the solar system, small ones, big ones, and some we don't even know, some that are even invisible because they move into a higher frequency beyond the physical realm. Are all following the law of one. They're all working in this law of one. All the divinity of the universe are working for the creator. Everything is working for the highest good of all and for the evolution of the universe. But when we fuse into I am presence, we become settled in light and life. Light can consume us, for light is our true nature. This is the nature of who you are. You are made of light. Your true essence, the essence of the soul, is light. And so eventually we align and we become fused with light, and we become settled in light and life. It means that we achieve a permanent status that is beyond the transformation of the world, and that will come also for the planets and the solar system. When we look at Alpha Centauri, for instance, our neighbor, it's a solar system that has been consumed in light and life for eons, and now their orbit around the Milky Way is eternally settled. There can never be an accident. There can never be anything that can interfere with the life of the systems that have been moved into a permanent status of light and life. So our system, our planet, will eventually be moving into this system and the whole solar system. But for now, we're still evolving. For we are a young universe. Our universe is as only 6 million planets and local universe. Eventually we'll have 10 million planets. We're still young, we're still growing, we're still evolving. We are a newer creation within this great galactic family. And so the painting here represents that, the celestial planes of our universe. Here I put 619 planets, with here the Earth, and so eventually we'll ascend to the first celestial cluster. Those are divine clusters that were created by God from the fiat of deity. They were not evolved; they were just created. Poof, and they are worlds that are made for order, administration of the cosmos. Everything is under the control and administration of the spirit, and there is none. Everything is. There is there is a very, very precise administration, a perfect administration for all things, and God is supervising the process. Can always, but the universe is so perfect, it never has to interfere with that process. So eventually we'll ascend to those first celestial sphere. We'll go through the whole system worlds of satellite. We'll move to Jerusalem, then we'll move into the planetary. The satellites of Edantia. We'll move eventually to Edantia, the center of the constellation. We'll move into all the cluster of spiritual universities of Salvington, the center of our local universe. We'll move to Salvington, and then we'll move into the higher spheres of the super universe. U minor the third, and then U major the fifth. So that's our local. And then once we move into we have achieved the U minor the fifth, and we will have to go have an experience of all 10 major sectors of our super universe. Those are more morantial. That means they are light dimension, and then they're like semi-spiritual planes here. Higher spiritual planes, and then at the center of and so once we graduate from the 10th center, we'll have to go through all the University of Uversa, and eventually we'll become a citizen of Uversa for a while. Uversa is a celestial realm that's within the globular cluster of the Milky Way. So there is a dark island of space as well that counterbalance that. They call it a black hole, but it's not a black hole; it's a dark island. And Uversa is the most advanced, the most beautiful place of the whole galaxy. And once we graduate from there, we'll be sent to the central universe, and we'll go through the central universe and achieve paradise. For it is a long process that we have chosen to participate in this sphere of I wanted to thank Tali and Erato, the two muses that came to me. I never thought to thank them, but Tali is the muse of poetry, of comic poetry, and Erato is the muse of erotic poetry. So all the muses are here to inspire us. I also wanted to thank the Graces for they're called the charity in Greece. In Greek, there are three. They are the daughter of Zeus and Erinome, who was the most beautiful of the Oceanid. And the three Graces are Euphrosyne, Aglaé, and Tali. It's a different Tali, but they are really those beings are really here to assist man in finding this joy, finding this comfort. And so we want to call on. Sometimes it is good to call on the angel, the guides, or the divinity, ascended masters. They will assist us. So it is good to give them the permission to come into our plane of consciousness. I also wanted to say that one of the saving grace of humanity is compassion. For when man, even a non-enlightened man, sees that there is suffering, he wants to do something about it. He wants to change something. So there is that's really what saved humanity in the 70s with the harmonic conversion and convergence, and in the 80s and 90s, and now we passed 2012. So it's like we moved into these ascension portals. So it will take a while for humanity to be completely there, but yet there is this year will definitely mark the beginning of something completely new. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you avail yourself to this newness, and that we can create together. For there will be a lot of cooperative. We have to let go of some of the old energies in order to move into to make new friends, to make new connection, to start new project with people that are very much like us. For if we do, there are certain people that we have in our life that really they are no longer needed in our life because they're just on a different path. So we have to let them go. It is like the boats will eventually meet again once we find paradise. We'll all meet there, but we have to let everybody go, and then the new people will come because we need to start something really new. So we need to cooperate, to align ourselves, and to ask for guidance, and to ask for connection, and to ask for support. I'm going to pull 4 cards from the Akash to see what's the highest wisdom for us today. Is the Knighthood. It's about being honest, being sincere, defending what is right, defending what is true, and to be brave and to be courageous. What we need to understand is the priest or the priestess, the great priestess, is the integration of our power, to let go of all the shadows aspects so that we can be fully in our power, fully empowered. What we need to do is the galactic, to connect to this galactic self. We all had past life in the galactic before we came to the earth. We had to go through those galactic planes because we came from above, and so we needed to prepare ourselves to those. But the galactic planes are ideal. They're like everybody's loved, everybody's in consciousness. So we all have that within ourselves. We want to tune into this galactic frequency. If you feel attracted to any particular group, like the Arcturians, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedians, the Pegasian, any spiritual group, the Andromedan, or any groups, or the Agarthan on the inner Earth, so all those groups are actually working as one force, one intelligence, one cosmos, and the planets also are working towards that. So we want to return to this unity consciousness of crystalline field of consciousness that is the 5th dimension, the galactic planes, 5th and 6th dimension. And the outcome is Celtic. It's about connecting to the understanding of the consciousness of the planet. There is great magical force within the planet. We're going to be able to utilize our magic to create transformation. You will be so we want to be able to learn from nature, to respect nature, to be aware that nature is carrying us, and so to utilize that to connect to the invisible force within nature as much as possible. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I want to finish with speaking of the idea of void. The void is because we void and form. The void is the form, and the form is the void. Buddha revealed that. So for everything comes from the sacred void, and then it comes into form, and then it returns to the void. From dust to dust, all things remain. And so this true void is the nirvana. It is the ability to ascend into this state of samadhi. But there were many voids that were noted by the. I lost my note. But there were many voids that were noted in the Buddhist tradition. So those voids are first the internal void, the external void, a void that is internal and external, void of void, the large big void, the real void, the composed void, the non-composed void, the void without beginning, the void without end, the void without beginning or end, the void that does not reject anything, the void that is intrinsic, that means self-sufficient, the void of all elements, the void of proper character, the void of representation, the void of existence, the void of non-existence, the void of non-existence and existence. And then there is the true void, which is the nirvana. The nirvana is a sphere of pure, quiet, serene state. That it means extinction of rest, and it is a place where all things phenomenal and mental conception cease to exist. It is the state of vacuity. But it is the true void. And yet, in the Truth by God reveals that there is this void called the void of void. And the void of void is the original state that is God. And so it's the primal state, the original state that comprise in the same time all the states of the impure and all the state of the pure. Extreme serenity and extreme agitation, which means all the existing state in the cosmic universe that comprise the nirvana, the sphere of ultimate liberation, and the sphere of samsara, the sphere of rebirth and death. So we have this, all it is a matter of aligning to this frequency and allowing those understanding, to allowing ourselves to discover all those mystical powers that we can, as we tune in, as we ask the universe to receive those understanding, we are able to eventually, we do want to return to the void of void, to return to the sublime state of universal consciousness, and this is really what the most advanced, the most ambitious of all desires. But as we decide that, God will teach us step by step how to move towards this alignment with this I Am Presence, all the way to the point of fusion, at which point we'll know. So I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a little song that comes through my mind. It's like a prayer. It goes like this. All the leaves are brown, the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray, and the sky is gray. I've been for a walk, on a winter's day, on a winter's day. I'll be safe and warm, if I was in LA, if I was in LA. California dream, on such a winter's day. I stepped into a church, I passed along the way. Oh, I got down on my knees, and I pretend to pray, You know the preacher likes the cold, he knows I'm gonna stay, California dream, on such a winter's day. Well, thank you for sticking till the end. I hope you will enjoy this solstice tonight. I hope you'll have a great experience. For me, I am called to, there's many cities, many places that called me. First is Paris, very, very strong. But then there is New York, LA, there is Russia, Japan, London, Rome, all kinds of places, Switzerland. There is all kinds of places that call me. So I have the faith that the universe will provide an easy and graceful path for me to move into that place where all things will make sense and will be harmoniously integrated. For we have to ask for harmonization of our life to have our life to be fulfilled and graceful and full of joy each and every day, full of possibility. And a little bit more every day. Well, I hope you enjoyed this solstice, for it is a very important day, and I will return to you probably before the New Year. So I leave you with that, and of course I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting. If you subscribing, if you care to comment, if you have any ideas or anything that should be expressed, feel free to let me know. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Namaste.